Hello, my name is Nathan Estrada, and I'll be doing a persuasive speech for my communications class at New Mexico State. So the title of my speech is called Why You Should Listen to Metal. Now let's get started. So have you ever met a metalhead and thought they were evil, depressed, angry just because they listened to metal? Well, you might have been missing out on metal, and you might have been avoiding metal for the wrong reasons, which I'll explain how metal can mentally improve our health, what it can do for us. I'm a metalhead myself, and I consider myself to be a happy person, and I have many friends who know so as well. And all of what I'll talk about today, I've understood for many years as a metalhead. So today I'll be persuading you all to listen to metal to either receive the health benefits that we get or to just simply enjoy the music. Either one is fine. So there are 3 points I'll explain today. First is that metalheads are happier than non-metal listeners. Second one is we engage in physical activity to feel better. And the last one is metal reduces stress, anxiety, anger, etc. So now that I have these points in mind, I'll further elaborate on these main ideas. So I'll first explain on metalheads being happier than non-metal listeners. So there are studies that result in regulating emotions, stress, and all that. Guardian Music 2015. Another study resulted in the contradiction of the stereotype of such music that many people link to violence and misbehavior. Visser 2015. So metal, it makes us feel like we're a part of a community. We're definitely part of a group that no one can take away. McFadden 2020. Individuality. Now this is a term from Armfield and Morgan 2019 from their textbook. And this basically just means that we are our own person. And that's exactly what metal does. We feel like we are our own person and no one can take that away. We also don't like authority to tell us what to do, and we become skeptical of some certain things. That's why we really don't like governments, but I'll explain that later. We also don't care for popularity or being trendy. We rebel against conformity, which is another term from Armfield and Morgan 2019 from their textbook, which basically means trying to fit in into certain groups or trends. So I've explained on reducing stress and anxiety, but how exactly? So I'll first explain the physical component. So the only way to make us feel better by any physical means is moshing. We're not violent people in general, but when we mosh, it's like a war dance. It's a survival instinct. Science Explains 2015. It's dance therapy. Simple as that. When we mosh, we feel like we're communicating with the music physically, and we feel like we have a deeper connection with the music just by going absolutely crazy for the music. Science Explains 2015. It's also considered as exercising. I mean, moshing is basically just running and shoving into each other, and that's considered as cardio if you really think about it. And when a person does cardio, they release endorphins, which reduces stress, fatigue, depression, many emotions. I mean, there are so many benefits to cardio. DeLitt 2019. So I've explained physical therapy, but what about the emotional therapy? So now I'll cover that. So one study I mentioned in main point one depicted that heavy metal reduced stress and anxiety, but also showed a gamut, which means an overview of what feelings they were really feeling at that moment, and it actually left them feeling motivated to do stuff, to be just motivated in general. Visser 2015. Metal music lets us process feelings like anger, or sadness, anything like that. Science Explains 2015. So our mental health is healthy shown from low levels of anxiety and depression after listening to the music, to metal music. And this was a study conducted by Ricard, Osogel, and Trujillo, 2009. So fear. Fear. This is another term identified from Armfield and Morgan 2019 from their textbook, and it's basically what metal has taught us. From listening to the music, we understand what's really evil out there in the world, and that's why we don't like some authority, including governments. We become skeptical. So that's why we feel like we are our own person. We rebel against authority. And this happens in many countries that include the metal scene, such as Iran, Prindle 2014. So now I'll go over what I've explained today. So today I explained how science has proven that metalheads are indeed happy and not evil, not depressed, not angry, as some would think. And I'm doing this in hope to persuading you all to listen to metal for health benefits. So I've explained on metalheads being happier than non-metal listeners. Then I explained on how metal can mentally improve our mental health, and how metal music reduces stress and anxiety, just by listening to the music. That's it. That's it. And with examples of studies. So if you're feeling sad or any of these emotions I explained today, try listening to some metal. If you're not a metalhead, guaranteed, I know you'll feel better. Guaranteed. Thank you.